Hello everybody, this is Shanna at Shanna Sweets. Thank you for joining me today. I want to bring to you a little card that I'm using a little sponging technique, and I'm using this dies from their Sending Flowers dies, and they are only available till the end of March because they're part of the coordination release that came out in February to accompany some of our celebration stamp sets. So if you're watching this, this is only good until till the end of March 2020, and it's part of the celebration. This stamp set was available during celebration, and this accompanied that release. So I don't know this. I have a new website. My blogger is routed to it, but I do have a new website now, and it is Shanna Sweets, Shanna Sweets Stamping.com. So hopefully it's a lot easier. That's where my blog is at now. And you can get to the link to my store to purchase stuff through there and learn about my team and everything about me now. So it's a lot easier than the whole blogspot thing. And I will have this video posted there along with my YouTube stuff, but just in case you want to see this again, I'll probably have the dimensions on here too. So this is the card that I'm going to make, and we're going to do a little bit of sponging and make some droplets. So let's get right to it. So I used, here you can see I've cut this out, and I did use the precision base plate. If you don't have that, I mean, we used to sell it. I think it's still available on Amazon. So to get a nice clean cut, and then you can just pop it out. It just comes out. If you run it through with like a shim on your regular die cutting machine, then you can get it to come out. But it just depends on how much pressure your machine gives you. We are getting a new die cutting machine. I think in the new annual catalog is what the rumor is. So all right, see, that's all punches right out. This is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 square, and that's what I have punched this out to just give me a little bit of a border. Okay, and then I'm going to, I have a piece of shimmer paper, and this is 4 1/8 by 4 1/8, and this is what I'm going to color on. I'm going to go ahead and put me a piece of graph paper just because I want to save my little paper pumpkin paper there. And these dogs so adorable. Had to get this paper when they came out. So I'm using Balmy Blue and Granny Apple, and I just have some little daubers here. And I'm going to take just a little pen, and I want to see where, I kind of want to figure out where I want my Granny Apple to go. I'm just going to mark it on the side here. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Granny Apple. You could use the sponges if you don't want to. I just thought this wasn't very big space, so I wasn't worried about it. I kind of want it darker at the bottom and lighter in the middle. But you layer as much color as you want. And then I'm going to go ahead and start putting down the Balmy Blue, because that's going to be a little bit more. I'm going to kind of take my paper and fold it so I don't get my fingers all crazy here. And if you want to be careful and you don't want any blotches, start off at the edge so that way you don't you know, get the blotches in the middle. I kind of want some blotches because I want that tone of like clouds, and I feel like that if I get a little bit of blotch there, that gives me some cloud texture. So that's kind of why I like some of that blotchy there. And I'm taking the blue down into the green and kind of getting it together. I'm going to go a little more here at the top because I want that to be darker. And here on the sides. And then you can always lay this to see what, if you feel like you want some darker or lighter there. Okay, now I got a bottle of water here and a paintbrush. I'm going to dip my paintbrush in the water and I'm just going to flick it. Now you flick as much as you want, however much. You can even, you know, dab it if you feel like you don't have enough. And I let it set for a couple minutes, okay? Or a minute, doesn't have to be a couple, but while that's doing that, I'm going to keep my balmy blue out because I'm going to use that. So I'm going to take my sentiment while that's setting for a moment, and I'm going to put the sentiment, sending you something, a little something. And I've got, this comes with some labels. See here, you can either stamp on this big angle there. I'm going to do this one here. So I'm just going to stamp on the middle of that. Okay. And then I've cut out in Petal Pink. That's going to be my cardstock. I had, here it is. This leaves some little holes. I want the little holes here. Now, this by itself, this covers this up, okay? This is too big for that. So, what I did was I took my paper trimmer and I just put this down right in the middle of my paper trimmer, okay? And just slit it in half, okey-doke. And then I'm going to take and put trying to make sure I don't have any. And then make sure I have my side here. Get rid of all my holes there. Make sure my upside. And then I can take the other one, just line it on the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this. So I'm kind of staggering my dimensionals here. That way it goes over, helps secure my label too. Okay, now I got a paper towel and I'm going to dab. Let me cover my ink up so I don't put my hands in it. And there we go. Do you see? So you don't have to have Distress ink to get that look. You can do that with our Stampin' Up! Ink. It works on Whisper White, but the shimmer paper, it works a lot better. Alright, I'm going to put some tape here on my this is going to go right there. I'm going to go ahead and poke the little holes out of these flowers because I'm going to cover them up. So I got a Picket tool, but I think it's in my... I'm going to take some glue dots here and put behind, especially these bigger flowers, because I don't want them Okay, so then I have, this is some sequins, and these are from our basic adhesive back sequins, and I'm just going to just stagger some of them. Then this is going to get some adhesive. Oh, I didn't get that very square. So let's just trim this, because I don't want that poking out. And it's going to go right on my 4 1/8 by 4 1/8 DSP, and this is from the Bird Ballad, and that's going to go on my card base, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. Of course, I'm going to fold it. And now that before I adhere this down, I have some Bermuda Bay ribbon. Here it's mini striped 1/4 inch. Wrap this along the edge down here before I adhere it down. That way it can get adhered down. And there's just a very tiny border on this, so I'm trying to line it up without it being. So there's going to be a tiny border there, but no border on the white, because the white is the edge of the card. Then my label is going to go down. Now, I don't have my bow tied yet because I like to tie my bow after the fact, and especially since this is going to go down, I want a little bit of that ribbon showing there. So it's going to go in the middle, and then the bow was going to go here. Although I'm going to bring it over as far as I can to the, because I want it to be, I'm going to kind of tilt it sideways because I want it to be because I want people to know that ribbon's there, so I want this bow to tilt sideways because I want this bow edge to go that way. And this one is going to tuck underneath there. And I'm going to take a glue dot just to make sure it stays tucked, because I really want this to tuck under there. So I'm going to force it to stay there like that. And then that way this can go like that. And I will trim this one at an angle. And I can put a little bit of a glue dot too, and that'll force this one to kind of lay down like that. There you go. That's my card today. You can see just a little bit of difference, but not much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed Celebration and you'll still get in on some of these wonderful goodies while you can. Thank you so much. Please check out my new website, ShannahSweetStamping.com. Thanks so much.